So Jasper AI and Copy AI all are good for content creation, but I believe ChatGPT 3.5 and GPT-4 actually still create better content with the right prompt engineering. And in today's video, I'll show you why. But there's still reasons why Jasper AI and Copy AI are actually really good, and I'll get into that at the end of the video. But first, I'll show you why I think ChatGPT 3.5 and especially GPT-4, if you can afford the $20 per month subscription, which is much cheaper than both Copy AI and Jasper, are better at producing quality, or at least better quality content, in my opinion. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to begin our test with a simple prompt, and the prompt is going to be step-by-step guide on starting a side hustle. And we're going to put it into both Jasper, Copy, ChatGPT 3.5, and GPT-4. And we're going to go through the workflow of each to figure out what their content creation engine goes through. And you'll see as we go through this my thought process on why I believe GPT-4 creates the best from the input to output as far as quality, and why and where Jasper AI and Copy AI have their merits, and why you can at least create relatively good content with 3.5 and you don't need to pay anything and just use the free version when you're just starting off, especially if you're just starting off your side hustle and don't have any extra funds to put in. So Jasper AI, this is the welcome screen, and unfortunately for Jasper, for those of you just starting out, you do have to put in your credit card information. As you can see, this is like my third free account, so I have 5 days left. If you put in your credit card information and cancel before the 7-day trial ends, they don't charge your card, which is very good when you're trying to test these things out and don't want to spend the $468 for the annual subscription. So this is what it looks like, and we're going to be using their content creation one. Today is, as of recording this video, May 3rd, so they released an updated version of their payment system as of, I think, May 1st. This is Copy AI's template interface, so you can see this is like all their templates. You can think of this as their prompt engineering template database. If you wanted to, you can subscribe to my newsletter, and within my newsletter I'll be giving prompting tips as well as providing you with resources like my prompting cheat sheets, which don't have it nicely buttoned like this, but you can just feed it into ChatGPT 3.5 or 4 and then get like the output that you desire. You do have to fidget with it a little bit, but at least it doesn't cost you $30 or $40 per month. This is of course ChatGPT 3.5 and GPT-4. So the thing we're going to do is we're going to use the step-by-step guide on starting a side hustle. We're going to put this into our blog. So we're going to look here. So we're going to do blog post outline, and the blog post outline is a step-by-step guide on starting a side hustle. We're going to go with conversational, and we're going to generate one. So while that's working away, let's go to Copy AI, blog post wizard, start a new project, and we're going to go there, title. For this one, you can add in keywords, and just to keep the models same and we don't want to give one an edge, we're going to try and do them all relatively the same. Oh, they don't have a conversational, interesting. So we're going to do that, generating there. And for here, we're going to go with, because ChatGPT would have no idea, we're going to have to tell it, create a blog post outline with the topic of a. I'm going to copy this so that I can just paste it into the next one. There we go. So it's going, and then GPT-4. And then it's going. So let's see. So it's got 6 steps: brainstorm your idea, research the competition, create a business plan, find ways to build up client base, build a website, develop system for tracking. And there we go. That's what Jasper AI said with the base model. And then let's see what Copy AI said. And you can see here, the workflow is a little different. Jasper allows it to just be side by side. Here, we are going down, right down here. Do your research, identify what you can do. So let's see if Jasper said that. Yep, what you are passionate about, but they separated a little different. So the kind of process of the information is different. Get your skills up to scratch, make a plan and stick to it, start small. So it looks like Copy AI is a little more, I guess you call it beginner phase. They are much more beginner friendly, while this one kind of built the entire kind of plan. Let's see what GPT 3.5 did. Oh boy, 9-part from 1 all the way to 9. This could be a book. So GPT 3.5 gave you a lot of information for an outline. GPT 4 gave you a 10-step, I guess it had to be GPT 3.5, and a lot more bullet points. Okay, so GPT 4 compared to 3.5, this one thought out, okay, introduction was explanation, benefits, overview. Introduction was importance, relevance, right, in today's economy, why it's important, personal benefits, financial freedom, skill developments, work-life balance, and a creative outlet. So it's thinking why somebody would be interested in this. Whereas this one really doesn't dive too deeply in the human emotion part of it. GPT-4 has a lot more reasoning, so it's thinking why would somebody start a side hustle as being more of a focal point in building a blog, and as to why someone would be more interested in this topic versus just plainly spitting out information. So that's why I said the quality of the information, to me, as someone who reads, constantly reading blog posts, constantly reading information, the type of information that captivates me and keeps me reading is information that is addressing these needs. The emotional need for me to, why am I keep reading this information? Is it just dumping constant statistics, constant information that I already know that's confirming something that I've read before? Or is it making me feel a certain way that's making me want to learn more about the content that is being provided? And a lot of times that is what GPT-4 does better than the base model GPT 3.5, and is why many times the prompt engineering, which is what I'll get into just a little bit further, has to be on point. Okay, so looks like GPT-4 has a lot of thoughtful information, right? Number 2, identify your side hustle, right? Identify gaps and opportunities. I wonder if this one had the gaps and opportunities thing in there. It did not have gaps and opportunities. Develop a business plan, milestone timelines, creating a roadmap for success. So you can see GPT-4 has a lot more of the kind of emotional tie to building a plan that is more tailored to somebody to keep reading, and that's a huge difference. Now, as you can see, these outlines here from Jasper and from Copy AI are very basic, and the reason why it's very basic is because many times the blogging type AI generators have a generate more button, which again, if we go ahead and click it, let's start from Jasper. So Jasper chat can pop out here, and what you can do is you can go here to open in docs, and it'll pop up an editing mode where you can go into this newly created, right, outline, right, where it's basically these ideas here, and it's now over here, and you can have Jasper do something for you. So you can say expand on this top, and output length you can go short, and then you can run the command, and Jasper will write for you more information based on that topic, right? So brainstorm ideas for your side hustle. What are you passionate about, right? And then it will write for you in a witty tone of voice. That's the default setting for this, and it will generate it for you. Now you can also have Copy AI do that. So you can have, except it does it here. You can either regenerate all of these if you don't like what it says, and you can regenerate all, and it'll regenerate all 6 points. Now it created more. Maybe it thought that you didn't like those. So look at that. It even said minimum viable product. That shows you can offer opportunities real world scenario. Listen, wants you to create a product. That's pretty venturous for a side hustle. I don't like this one, so we're gonna delete this section here. And just X there. Create a marketing strategy, 0 marketing spend if possible. We'll change that to 7. And then what we can do then is generate the talking points. So this is the outline. You can generate talking points. It'll push you to the next screen. So this is my problem with this Copy AI generating style, is that it's once you change screens, it becomes very difficult to edit everything. So if you are a blogger and you have a workflow style that you enjoy. This might take a bit of getting used to. Same with this one. If you like this workflow style, there is only so much that you can move this window here. You can hide it and then edit this way, but then you lose kind of the ability to look at what the blog post outlines you had before. A lot of the benefits, the merits of Jasper and Copy are being able to reference what you've done in the past. ChatGPT, while you can look at the sidebar to see what other chats you've had available, they don't allow you to like group chats, so to speak. You can't organize these in any way other than just deleting the ones that you've had in the past. That's the organizational issue. If you have really good organizational skills that can build these chats into Notion, or to build some kind of a workflow outside of ChatGPT and use it as like a feeder, that might help. Now let's see this. See, so now you can build it even further within this model. And then when you put just generate content, let's just push it further and see what happens. You can actually push it into a blog post directly from here if you have a, let's call it a WordPress page or something like that, and it just creates the whole thing for you. So it's very simple. Honestly, I would probably not read something that looked like it came from this. Let's do a quick read. When I started a side hustle, I just knew it was going to be super easy. It wasn't until later I realized how hard starting this really is. If you think about starting your own side hustle, here are some simple steps to get you started. Defining your side hustle idea is the most important step in starting a side hustle. This should be something that you are passionate about and something that will really make you happy. It is also important to pick something that isn't too broad or niche, because it can be difficult to find customers who have similar interests and needs as yours. That would be, in my opinion, poor advice to someone who's starting off, because nowadays you have to be very niche, but niche in a very not subtle way, but in a very you way. Whereas like for me, for example, you have to be able to shine through to who you are without being too loud about it, right? Like for me, I have a lot of things that I like, but the reason why people are watching this, hopefully, is so that they can figure out whether or not Jasper AI, Copy AI, is worth getting if they already can use ChatGPT 3.5. That's why I am doing this, because I wanted to know if Copy AI is worth it, if Jasper AI is worth it. It's a big investment, almost $500 per year. Is it really going to be worth putting that kind of money toward a side hustle? Or should I just build some kind of workflow that's better with ChatGPT? Because there's a free version and the paid version is $20 a month, which is more than half the price of Jasper AI. Hopefully you can get with that analogy how to build your content for people who might be interested in your blog, in your YouTube video, right? In whatever content that you're trying to produce, if you want to be a contentpreneur or entrepreneur who builds content on the internet, trying to get in front of people's eyeballs, right? So let's see. Yep. So if that's the kind of workflow that you like, where you click and you move screen and you progress forward that way, Copy AI has its merit. Jasper AI, on the other hand, is one where you would have to keep running a command to produce your blogs. Most people who use Jasper AI, though, would most likely just write it themselves. So where did this thing start? There we go. So all this generated content, let's see what it says before I delete it. Side hustles have become increasingly popular in recent years as a way to supplement income while pursuing passions and interests outside of traditional jobs. If you're considering starting a side hustle, the first step is to brainstorm ideas based on your passion and skills. Think about what you love to do in your free time. Are you a talented baker, a skilled photographer, or a creative writer? Do you have a passion for fitness, fashion, or home decor? These are all potential areas in which you could start a side business. All right, see, so a lot of this is very basic, written language, which anyone can write. If that sounds like something you enjoy, then this is a good model for you to use. This is very simple because let me show you what I mean. ChatGPT can easily do this by the base model. We can go down here and with the introduction, we don't even need to copy it here. Let me just show you what I mean by that. With the introduction, please write for me a blog post that is optimized for SEO and written in a friendly and conversational tone. See, this is where GPT 3.5 kind of fails. All right, so what it did was it took the entire thing and it just wrote an introduction to this entire thing. Instead of writing the blog post's introduction, like summarizing this and making this the introduction, it just rewrote the whole blog post into an introduction, which is not what I wanted, but that's technically my fault. So let's see what it would have done in GPT-4 and if I'm just the idiot. Oh, I'm just the idiot. Looks like GPT-4 is going to do the same thing, or perhaps I'm wrong. Let's see. So what would I do instead? How would I prompt this to do what I initially wanted to do, which just rewrite this portion of it? Now the better way, and this is what prompt engineers would be considered to give it more thinking time, would be take this introduction portion and change it into a blog post introduction, period. I would like it to be SEO optimized and written in a friendly and conversational tone. There we go. Take this introduction portion and change it into a blog post introduction. Let's see if it can do it. There we go. This is what I wanted. Okay, so are you looking to earn some extra cash on the side or turn a hobby into a profit venture? So side hustle maybe. So what this did was it turned this portion, it turned just this top portion, the introduction and the 3 bullet points, into a actual written word, into a 2-paragraph written word blog post that is SEO optimized, friendly, and able to port into a blog post, into a Medium post, into something like that. So that's what my initial intent was, but as you could see, it didn't do that the first time. So it's going to take some shots, some tries. Let's see if this one did it. Okay, so this GPT-4 did it, but it did it very expansively. So one of the key issues with GPT-4 versus 3.5, and this is going to be where you as the connoisseur of this information come in. GPT 3.5 gave us this, right? 2 paragraphs, and let's get into it. GPT-4 gave us this. Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you dream of making extra cash to achieve financial freedom or simply indulge in your favorite hobbies? Very simple to what this one told us. But GPT-4 expand and they talk about all kinds of things, which is what I said earlier, what GPT-4 does. It expands into more reasoning as to why we are doing something, right? It goes into the human emotional portion on why we are doing something. When writing a blog post, you have to figure out, is your audience going to be someone or people who are looking to get deeper into this topic and be more, I guess you could call it, engaged into this topic, or are they going to be somebody who would be more served by this 2-paragraph topic? Would this 2-paragraph one be better than the 6-paragraph, 7-paragraph? Could you see this as being the first page of a book or the first portion of a quick 1-page web page, right? That's the difference between GPT 3.5 and GPT-4. And when you're looking at Jasper and copy, you're really looking at workflow. Is this workflow better than this workflow? Jasper AI, copy AI. The output that they have, very tailored to the type of content that you want, right? Blog post, tone of voice. Here we go up, blog title, keywords, tone of voice. With ChatGPT, you can have very similar outputs with the right prompting. Even if we screw up, we can always fix it, right? GPT-4 model can give you really deep and thoughtful and reasoned output, but is that really what you want? Is that the quality that you want? And if that is the quality that you want, maybe GPT-4 is enough. But if it's the workflow that you want, because let me tell you, after we have all this out, will you remember where this is? If I stop and go and not get back to this for a couple weeks or a week, we're all the way down here and I have no idea where to find this chat, is that going to be a problem for you versus going in here, going back, and you title it step-by-step guide to starting a side hustle, and you just look here and you title it properly. Not like me where everything's untitled because you've been just mercilessly going away and trying to figure out how to use this thing again, right? Or if you're in Copy AI and you title it correctly and you go back here and it's all saved correctly in the workflow. You have it in your projects. Come on, projects. Okay, I guess it's not saved. Here it is. So it's saved correctly in all your projects and everything's all in one place. You just dive in and you're ready to go. If that's worth the extra $40, that might help. If you want to learn more about prompt engineering and all those wonderful things that come with AI, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter where I'll give out weekly tips on AI, what's new in AI, and of course any resources, and my cheat sheet on how to build better prompts and what prompts I'm using to build better content and get more out of ChatGPT. And of course, if you didn't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more tips on how you can use AI to leverage your side hustle. And I'll see you in the next video.